Good morning. It's coffee chit chat time. Time to catch up on what's going on. But like my shirt says, but first, coffee. So, cheers. That first, well, it's not my first sip of coffee, but I'm just starting it, you know? It's that like that first cup. When it's still warm and it's still like, I don't know, you know, you guys know. I mean, if you're coffee drinkers, you know. Anyways, I am at an undisclosed location, which we know is near the beach somewhere. But I am going to venture out further this time around. I don't have to be home till August 8th, so I have a little bit more time. Rusty has an appointment at the vet to get his teeth checked and some shots and stuff like that, so we do have to be back by August 8th, so that gives me plenty of time. Anyways, while I was back home, I had gotten a letter saying that my insurance company was gonna drop me. So I kind of panicked a little bit. I kind of knew that I had to do certain things, you know, prior to renewing, but my renewal date isn't till like mid-August. So I still felt like I had time. So one of the things that I had to do, well, the only thing I had to do was I had to purchase an alternative form of transportation. So, just so you guys are aware that if you go full timing in an RV and you're insured with Progressive, they do require you to have an alternative form of transportation. So, I don't know if they call it like a main source of transportation. I think that's what it's supposed to be. So, I think it's because technically in California, it's illegal to live in your RV, you know? So even though I'm traveling full time, and I had told them I'm in it for full time, I did have another car when I got the policy. So everything was, you know, cool, copacetic, everything was fine. But then when I got in the accident back in October where that drunk driver hit me, I remember my insurance guy, he said, you know, just so you know, by the time August comes up, you have to have another form of transportation. And I'm like, well, what's the reasoning behind that? Because you guys covered me knowing that I'm, you know, living it full time and this is my main source of transportation. And he said, we kind of don't want, you know, people living in their rigs and, you know, because usually they're not in the best condition and, you know, like we're insuring it, but it's different when you're insuring something that like someone's using part-time versus like living in it, you know? And we just would prefer you have another form of transportation. And I had asked him, well, what qualifies? And could a moped, could, you know, I know an electric bike wouldn't, but he said, yeah, a moped would work, you know? And so I always thought, okay, worst case scenario, I'll just get a little motorbike, or a little junker car and then just keep it somewhere, you know? So I just figured I had time. But when I got home, there was a letter saying that they were not renewing my policy. I didn't qualify. And so I was like, oh, I gotta fix this like now. So I went and purchased another car. And I kind of had to go about it a certain way. So, it's like a win-win situation. So I bought it, paid for it, and I had someone else insured with me. It's under both of our names. So it's kind of like they could use it. They can, you know, like they're in charge of it while I'm on the road. and I'm fine with that. And then, yeah, so I can't go into the details, but just to let you know, like, if you're planning to go full-time on the road and you're planning to have, I don't know if you have a Class B, a van, you know, others types like Class A, if you would have to have an alternative form of transportation, because I drive a Class C, so I know for that it applies with Progressive, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'll show you what we got. It's so cool. It is so cool. And it is getting fixed up, converted, so I might have company on the road. Anyways, enough of that. Enough of that. I would like company on the road here and there, you know, like it would be fun. Especially like sometimes I run into situations where it kind of like, I don't know, I don't like people on the road, like when I meet up people on the road to kind of know that I'm alone. Like I had one guy yesterday, he's super nice guy, and I'm very friendly to people, you know, like, but when you're too friendly, guys like think that, you know, you're interested in. So next thing I know, this guy's like asking for my number and wanting to take me out, and you know, he knows I'm on the road. And it gets awkward, you know, it's like, what do you say, you know? So luckily someone that I know pulled up right in time. I was saved by I was gonna say saved by the bell, but that doesn't make sense. Saved by grace? No. Yeah, so I was saved by my friend, and I was just like, oh, what do you do? Like, you know, I'm not interested in dating at all. So, and then being on the road, I'm definitely not interested in dating. So, and then I thought about it, I thought, what if I did meet an incredible guy, you know, while I'm traveling? Would I? And it's so far from my mind right now that, I mean, he would just have to knock me off my socks, which wouldn't be hard because I don't wear any. Knock me off of my sandals. No, I don't know. I just don't even think about it. You know, it's just not even in my scope. And so, yeah, but we had some really interesting conversations. We're so like this guy. We're so like opposites, you know, and like you would never like put us together, you know. But as far as like, you know, friends or whatever, like I have friends on all sides and everything like that. So yeah, it was pretty funny, you know, interesting talking to him. And then we got on the topic of like spirituality, and he's like I'm spiritual, and he's like, I have a telescope, and I'm like, wait, that qualifies you as spiritual? And he's like, well, I'm looking for aliens. And I'm like, okay, all right. But you know, we were laughing and stuff like that, and he said he's looking for Bigfoot. I'm like, you need to go more north. He's up north. So I like people that, you know, don't take themselves too seriously and stuff. And then I told him, I'm like, you need to stop smoking pot, you know, like, because we were talking about something and like his memory wasn't very good. And I'm like, you need to stop smoking pot, like that'll ruin your memory. And he's like, can you smell it, you know? And I'm like, no, but you totally look like the type. And he's like, do you smoke? I'm like, no, not anymore. And last time I did, I thought I was gonna die. So I'm like, it's not the same as it was when I was in high school, you know. And I go, that stuff is dangerous. So yeah. He's totally like, you know, he's like, well, I don't drink, you know. He's like, I do this. I'm like, hey, I'm not judging you. Like, it's legal, you know. little does he know, like in my head, it's like, I want to cast out demons, you know? So anyways, hey, everybody has their walk, you know? I mean, I've heard of people like smoking pot and, you know, while they're smoking pot, they have encounters, you know, or other drugs, like all kinds of drugs, having encounters, like spiritual encounters. So, whatever it takes, you know, everybody has their own path. And, anyways, yeah. So I know I'm going to see him again today and tomorrow. So I'm praying. I'm praying I come up with something good where he gets the clue, you know, like, I'm not interested. So I could freak him out and say, you know, hey, I'm married to Jesus, you know, that always works. I have a boyfriend. He's really jealous. He likes to keep me all to himself. His name is Jesus. So yeah, I could tell him I'm a Jesus freak and we just wouldn't work out. So anyways, yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you updated. So what else is going on? I think that's it. We're at almost 12 minutes, so let's cut this short. I just mainly wanted to talk about the insurance. You know, just be aware of that. You know, if you're going full-time on the road, just be aware that you will only be covered under certain guidelines, you know, so be prepared for that. And that's all, folks. All right, have a blessed day, great weekend, and I will talk to you soon when I have another crazy wild hair day. It is clean though, and it's so funny because yesterday I hadn't showered in 6 days and I still had somebody asking me out. I was like, okay, mama still got it. But trust me, you don't want it. Yeah, so I finally took a shower last night, and then when I go to bed with my hair wet, I wake up and it's just like curly and wild, and who cares, you know? Like, it's clean. It's clean. So anyways, have a blessed day, and I will catch up with you guys later, and hope you're enjoying the videos, and come along for the adventure. Okay, bye-bye guys. Be blessed.